Hey everybody, it is the night before July 1st. I am going to be heading back on the trail. I did finish the first part of my hike across Newfoundland, and I came home for a week to celebrate the high school graduation of one of my kids. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the Chicken and Boots Bursary and why I'm doing this hike across Newfoundland. So as I was sitting listening to the graduation speeches and all the students who, got awards for top of their class or whatever, I want to give a shout out first off to the students who weren't top of the class. Shout out to the students and caregivers and family members that help students just get through these past 2 years, right? And for some students, there's a lot of barriers that they've had to overcome. And being a university teacher, especially teaching the intro level, I've met so many young people who have been really struggling over these last 2 years. And it got me thinking about, how much harder then it is even for students who don't take traditional pathways to education. As we know, this whole pandemic thing has impacted young people more than most. And, there's probably a lot of students out there whose plans got sidetracked in large part because they lost their jobs. School did not go as well for them because of the change in, sorry, mosquitoes are biting me, because of the change in delivery and all that stuff. So the Chicken and Boots Bursary, which was the brainchild and development of Charlotte Smith, who was a graduate student at Carleton University. It is a bursary that goes to help support students who do not take those traditional pathways to university, who might not otherwise even consider going to university because they believe that there's too many doors or barriers closed to them. And so I love teaching at Carleton because Carleton has this really amazing program that supports students who take these untraditional routes to get to education. Now, the Chicken and Boots Bursary is one that prioritizes, it goes towards students who may have experienced homelessness, so that's who's prioritized, but still managed to want to get to university. I mean, that's, something I really want to celebrate, that despite facing probably one of the ultimate in barriers to education, which is housing insecurity, to be able to still find a way to get to class. I think that that's something that's near and dear to my heart. So it's called the Chicken and Boots Bursary because it was named after two students who or two young people who were housing insecure, who were homeless, who lived on the streets, and unfortunately passed away. And Charlotte Smith's work was focused on these populations, and she decided, as a graduate student, to find a way to create a bursary. And she managed to raise $50,000. The bursary needs a little bit more topped up, which is why I'm trying to raise around $11,000 to try to round it out, so it's a successful bursary that can continue to support more students. So I know I haven't been posting many videos. The first part of the trail was not easy. It kicked my butt. But you know what? Tomorrow I fly back to Newfoundland, and I start on the Newfoundland T'Railway on unceded and unsurrendered Mi'kma'ki land, and I will post more. We're at almost $2,000, which is amazing. So I want to thank everyone who's supported this fundraiser so far. The next part will take at least a month for me to hike from St. John's to Port Aux Basque. So I'll be giving updates, and I really appreciate any support by sharing the video, circulating it around, spreading the news. And if you're out hiking, use the hashtag chicken and boots. I'll see you on the trails, and that'll give me a lift and a motivation. So yeah, I'm excited about tomorrow, and yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, and let's get going.